All right, let's get you started on this beginner upper body weight flow. So Sylvia's gonna come down and she's gonna start in a seated position, and the first thing we're gonna do is come up to a tabletop and talk a little bit about how this position should look. So you should be hips fully extended as much as you can, glutes are driving this motion, and you also wanna think about getting tall to the top of the head and keeping your shoulders open, not hunched forward. Show me the hunched forward. Don't do this, okay? From this position, she's gonna drop her knee down to the ground and rotate over into a kneeling plank position. She's gonna hold that position for just 1 second and then rotate over back into the tabletop position. Now you wanna do this motion as smooth and as fluid as possible. Remember, this is all about finding the flow, finding the way you flow the best. And you'll notice one of the biggest keys to this is how she drops this knee but leaves this one up and then rotates down into that kneeling plank position. And right here also, we're trying to keep that from the tailbone to the top of the head, nice and tight and tucked, just like all the other plank moves we do in bodyweight flow. Now remember, start slow. We're doing this motion slow so you can master the motion. And then, as you feel more comfortable, gradually increase the speed, just like Sylvia's about to do right here. So drop the knee, come to the plank, keep it tight, open the hips, back to the tabletop, drop the knee on the opposite side, come around to the plank. Good. So let's go ahead and do 3 more each side as you guys go through this beginner upper body weight flow. And we're teaching you that rotational movement, how to use your hips, how to stabilize your core through a full 360-degree range of motion through your entire body. So almost there. We're going to go ahead and just do 1 more on each side, and then we'll walk it up, and we'll go to the next body weight flow. So flip it over 1 more time, plank, and then go ahead and walk it up. And so you guys come all the way to that standing position, nice and controlled. And we will see you guys at the next body weight flow.
All right, so let's get you started on the intermediate upper body weight flow. So what you're gonna do at home and what Tyler's gonna do is come down, sit on his behind. Okay, hands are gonna be positioned back behind you. You're gonna come up into a tabletop position. You wanna make sure that you keep your shoulders externally rotated. As you do this, you're gonna come over, rotate one side. You're gonna go into a push-up position, hold, and back into a tabletop position, over onto the other side. So when you go into a push-up position, you at home, you wanna make sure you keep one leg extended out, just as Tyler has one leg extended out, back into a tabletop position, back and forth each side. So what you wanna be aware of there at home is keeping perfect form and flowing through each move. You wanna keep your core nice and tight, shoulders are pulled back. As you come over, you wanna make sure you keep your shoulders extended open. You don't wanna round them forward. So you do not wanna do that, and you don't wanna let your behind sink down. You wanna keep it open. As you go over onto the other side, take your time with this flow, okay? You wanna master the move. You wanna master the perfect form, perfect flow. As you get into this flow, you can pick up the speed. As you notice, Tyler's gonna be picking up the speed, and there you at home follow along, going back and forth, back and forth. Now you wanna make sure you breathe, keeping perfect form the entire time. Now Tyler and you there at home, you're gonna go ahead and do 1 more to each side, keeping the shoulders open, keeping that core activated nice and tight, keeping the shoulders pulled back as you're moving back and forth. All right, so you're gonna put your feet down, walk your hands all the way right back up to a standing position. All right, so we will see you in the next upper body weight flow. All right, so let's get you started on the advanced upper body weight flow. So what you're gonna do, and what Tyler's gonna do, is you're gonna sit down on your bottom. Fingers are gonna position themselves out to the side of the body. You're gonna come up into a tabletop position. From this position here, you're gonna rotate the body down into a one-legged push-up, down and up, and back into a tabletop position. So what you wanna think about doing, and Tyler's doing this as well, is as he's rotating, opening his shoulders up, keeping the hips open up towards the sky. So as you are moving back and forth, especially in this push-up position, you want to keep your core nice and tight. You want to focus on perfect form as you flow through this particular move. So you're going back and forth into the push-up position. Your elbows are going to come back to the side of the body, single leg, back into a tabletop position, back down again into a one-legged push-up, One leg is down, one leg is up, back over again. So what you want to think about doing here is keeping that core nice and tight as you're moving back and forth, because this does require quite a bit of balance and perfect form again. So eyes positioned up towards the ceiling, moving back and forth. And you want to take your time as you're doing this particular flow. As you master this move, you're going to speed up your flow. So Tyler's going to go ahead and up the speed just a tad bit so you can see it there at home as you follow along what the move looks like. So Tyler's going to go back and forth. He's going to do it 2 more times on each side, down and up. And make sure you're breathing through each side, each move, keeping the core nice and tight. Down and up, make sure as you go into a push-up position, you keep your spine elongated. Down and up, head nice and long. And again, one more over to the other side and up. And you're gonna go ahead, push yourself all the way up to standing. And we will see you in the next body weight flow.